This is what everyone comes to us for mostly, right? They always want to know what we're using.
Exactly.
What did you buy? What can I buy? Where can I buy it? But we always tell you guys before we start this and give you the latest and greatest and what we're using is don't go buy it unless you're going to use it.
Absolutely. Right? And this one, okay, so basically it is a social media third-party scheduling tool. Back in the day, way back before the dinosaurs roamed the earth, there were things like Hootsuite was pretty much the only one that enabled you.
Wasn't there TweetDeck or something?
TweetDeck was another one, yeah, because Twitter was so popular. And then Hootsuite came. TweetDeck was for Twitter only.
Yes.
And then Hootsuite came along and they were the one. Like Hootsuite was the one that literally started it all, and they could post to multiple locations. And then others came along. And as with everything else, you and I have tested and tried and used all different kinds. So in my books, I've probably trialed, I'm going to go with about 10 to 15 different ones on my own. You've probably done the same.
I still own them too. I just don't use them, but I own them.
I could go through the whole list of all of the ones. And then this one came along, and this is called Publer. And we literally, you looked at it, I looked at it, and I went, huh, this one's interesting.
We used it for a very long time.
Yeah. This is a tried and true for us. They keep making improvements. They keep adding the platforms. They keep everybody very updated in regards to the API. Last week, in our Hot Topics, we talked about the fact that the API to the Facebook groups has stopped. I think in just a few weeks from now. So if you haven't watched that one and you understand how that all works, you can watch that video. But we wanted to bring back in the third-party schedulers because it used to be, which is why I brought that up, that third-party scheduling decreased your ability to get through the algorithm.
Right.
Back in the day, that was the strategy, right? So Facebook wanted you to post on Facebook, Instagram wanted you to post on Instagram, Twitter wanted you to post on Twitter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's no longer the case. So having a third-party scheduling app is very advantageous as a time saver and very advantageous in regards to managing, scheduling, keeping it all organized. You can work with other people much simpler now because you can go in and do approvals and all of that kind of stuff in regards to your brand. And I like this one particularly because it makes it very easy in regards to how it does it per platform.
Right.
So I'm going to show you what Publer looks like here. And so we can see just how awesome.
And so I just want to point out to a lot of people, the first question we usually get is why they don't use a scheduler is because, I don't post on every platform, right?
Right.
And so I don't use it. I only use Instagram or I only use Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. And so here's the thing. You can limit it to that, no problem. But we don't like to use every social media tool either. We just, because it's automated, we use it, right?
Exactly.
So maybe you don't post to Twitter, but if you can do the same, you can do one post and it can go out to 5 different social media sites without any extra work on your part. Why not do it?
Why not? Exactly. So here is sort of the inside of Publer. So I just want to kind of show you how easy it is, but I also want to show you why it looks the way it does and how easy it is to organize, along with tagging people, posting to different things like reels and stories, all of those things. Now you will see the information at the top that says that Meta is no longer supporting the API. And that's why I wanted to bring that up because that was there. But basically you can create it. You've got all your different social media accounts. You can see your posts that you've done in the past, right? That's one that we just did recently. You can see all the different posts. You even see it by a calendar. And this is what I personally really like, because I like to be able to see what's going out from a visual perspective. So I love the fact that I can very easily go, oh, that's going out there. That's going out there. Okay, I can schedule that. That post is there.
Right.
I know I'm good for the week. And then you get also, there's all the different posts that we've had, and there's all your different social media accounts that you can add. So literally, as soon as Threads came out, I have not connected a thread yet, but I could, right? As soon as it comes out, it's there. As soon as TikTok released their API, they added it in, no problem. As soon as something happens, they keep us updated. But I want to quickly walk through how easy it is, number one, to schedule the post, to be able to see what it looks like before you click schedule, and
Right.
how easy it is to tag somebody in the individual ways. And this is where it gets very interesting, because if you are, so you're in a different position, Faye. We have the advantage because of you. So if I were to say at Faye Chapel, it absolutely works because you are the same on all the social media platforms. And that's where it becomes a dream. So you're the dream person to tag. Into your little heart.
Tag me.
However, it's not necessarily the norm.
Right.
So we do want to have, so if you're, different on Twitter than you are on Instagram, I'm going to show you how easy that is to be able to tag people separately and how it brings it up per platform. So what do you think we should do a post about?
How important your signature message and brand identity is.
Okay, so I'm just going to write
So,
something.
well, how about we write, what's on your shingle?
So I'm going to type some. I'm just going to type a few things. So you talk about your shingle for a second, while
Okay.
because I need to write a little bit of a longer post, and I did not have one created ahead of time, so I apologize.
Yeah. So again, this is why we talked about understanding what you do initially is then anytime you're posting, it's always going to have the same kind of theme. You're going to talk about things that you actually do. So it's really important to understand, again, getting that message first before when you get that down and it's ready to go, when you come into a tool like Publer, you can then use that same messaging and you can push it out to everything. So what I like about Publer especially is there's things that I like, but I don't want to post. So for example, you can publish to Pinterest. Pinterest is massive. And
Yeah.
very few people that are in the business world really utilize it, right? So we like to go ahead and post to Pinterest, even though we don't do it in their native application. So we don't go out to Pinterest because if we went out to every application to post, we would do nothing else but that would take your entire day. This way, you're going to write one post and then you're going to click all the different social media platforms you want it to post on. And then all of a sudden, it posts. And that work went to literally got drilled down to literally a few minutes where it would have taken you probably a couple hours to. And that's the secret. If it's taking you all day to do one post and to share it, you need this. And it's very, very inexpensive.
Absolutely. And I think the biggest advantage is something that we've talked about quite a bit, which is the frequency effect. So when
Yeah.
someone sees you on Facebook and they see you on Instagram and they see you on Twitter and they see that consistency, the trust factor goes up, which is why, on one hand, it's important to focus your commenting and all of that kind of stuff only on a few platforms, but your posting really can go to the masses, which
Right.
is amazing. So I have this sort of longer post here, and I'm just going to sort of drop in a image so that you can see what it would look like on all the different social media postings. So I did this, and I'm like, okay, so now we're going to start, right? I'm going to post on Facebook, and I'm going to post it on um, Instagram, and I'm going to post it on LinkedIn, and I'm going to post it on Pinterest and Twitter and X and YouTube, whatnot. We'll just choose them all. And what I like is the fact that you can see what it looks like over here, right? You can see what it looks like on Facebook. You can see what it's going to look like on Instagram. You can see what it's going to look like on Twitter. You can see what it's going to look like on TikTok,
Yeah.
right? Which is really cool. But I wanted to kind of show you the tagging, but I also wanted to show you one thing that's really important, which is why this little X thing comes up here. Because as soon as you click this little button here, I can customize it per channel really quickly. So for example, Instagram does not love really long posts. So sometimes you need to make it a little bit shorter. So I'm just going to kind of go delete. And then that's ready for Instagram. So I can also add in, hashtags. So I can click the hashtag here and I'm going to go messaging because that's what we're talking about today. So it's not really coming up with great ones. So maybe I'll do branding instead. Come on. There we go. I love this. Personal brand, Instagram, startup, digital branding, entrepreneur. Like it actually gives you the personal branding right there, which is great.
And for those of you who are going, oh my God, what is it? It is on our resources page, and Stacy will link that. But if you go to Mastermind City, it's in our recommended tools. So, but don't worry about it, because some, I mean, the thing when we talk about a lot of tech tools, there's ones that are very similar in names, and sometimes people go to the wrong one. So make sure you go to the right one.
So if I go into the individual ones and I go Faye Chappell and I start to type her, she's being tagged in Instagram. And when I go to X, I can do the same thing. So I'm just going to delete this one because they don't like that. And I go and I go Faye Chappell. There she is on X. So I'm tagging the right person.
Right.
Right. And then you can continue to go through, and with Pinterest as an example, you have to add a title because Pinterest needs a title, whereas the other ones don't, right? So you just quickly look through, but I mean, we've been on for what? How long? Maybe 10 minutes?
Yeah.
And we have a post ready to go to all the different social media channels. I can see what they look like, and all I need to do is click publish or schedule. And when I click schedule, of course, it's asking me to do a video for you. So I'm going to take off YouTube. But when I click schedule, I can very easily put the date and time and go to my next post. Date and time, put in my next post. So within, 5-10 minutes, I can be posting everywhere. And once you can get faster and faster with it, then it just makes life so much easier. And like I said before, the fact that the third-party algorithms are no longer blocked by the API, or they're no longer blocked by the algorithm police, it makes life a whole lot easier to use these tools.
Platforms they want you to post as much as you can. So they're not stupid. They're like going, okay, use the third party. We just want to get information out there. If they only use their native app, you wouldn't see as many posts. So the people that you see are very proficient at posting 2, 3, 4 times a day. And they're always, no matter what platform you go on, they're there. It's because they're using tools like Publer, right? There is no possible way, unless you have many minions in your office. You might have a Twitter minion, you might have a Facebook, but like it's too much work for anyone. This makes life a lot easier. If you don't have a social media posting software, I'd be surprised. I'd be shocked if this is what you want to do. If you want to post on a regular basis, you have to have one.
It's gotten to the point where it's too much, right? It's too much to go into Instagram and write it on Instagram. It's too much to then take it and go into Twitter/X. And then it's too much to go into, Facebook and then LinkedIn. And then there's a lot of different social media platforms. And I'd rather people spend their time on those individual platforms going through and engaging,
Right.
going through your feed. Don't spend time posting. This makes it easier for you. Go ahead,
So,
post, spend an hour a week and just schedule all your posts, and then spend your time daily going in, engaging, liking, commenting, sharing those posts, sharing things to your story, going live. Those are the things that will make a huge impact in your social media strategy, not spending the time. And this is also what makes it really easy is you can outsource this, right? Outsourcing to somebody to help you with your social media, having them use it. Used to be I really don't want to outsource my social media because all of those companies use social media schedulers. And are they really helping me? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. These are the ways that things have made it so much easier. And of course, with everything else, there is an AI assist if you want
right.
to go through that.
Yes. There's
You
always
can
an
use
assist
the AI
now.
assist.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
But we have, as Stacy mentioned the high frequency effect, which is one of the secrets really to high visibility. And we have a webinar. Maybe you could link it after in the bottom in the description. But we have a webinar that you can watch, which is the 3 secrets of visibility. And one of them is this: it's the high frequency effect. There's 2 more, and you don't want to miss them. So, but let's link that for you. It's in our community. It's free training, so you can watch it anytime. But it will be worth your while if you just watch that and then understand what to do about your signature message or your shingle, and understand how to use your profiles. Then putting all of that together, if you just invest a little bit of time, it will make a massive difference to your business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So highly recommend Publer. I think it's just because of all of the ones that we've tried, this is the one that we actually use.
Yeah,
And
every
again,
day.
since the beginning of time, when Hootsuite first came out, I used it, I tried it, I didn't like the interface. I know that things have grown. And then again, each of us have probably tried 15 to 20 different social media because I've been waiting for the right one to come along that I would use and I would like to use. I like to enjoy using software. I don't want it to be hard. So when we found this one, I actually kind of looked at it and went, I really like it. Could I see myself using this? Yes, I could. And as with everything, this is the one that we use.
Right.
Every single solitary post you probably see from us has gone through here, and I've scheduled it through Publer because I just love the software. I love what it does. I love how it's laid out, and their community is incredible. So again, Publer, a huge shout out because they keep the community engaged and they keep us updated with things like, that's how I first found out about the Facebook groups API. And that's when people started asking about TikTok when that was coming out. And they said, as soon as they open up that API, we're on it. And literally the
The fact that you can post videos from this platform is huge. Right?
Yeah. There's really, from everything else, I don't think that there's any other, I don't think there's anything that it doesn't do that you would need from a scheduling perspective. You can link all of your social accounts. Like I said, you can even link your RSS feed. I like the fact that you can see posts that you've done in the past. You can also see your calendar, and there's just, everything that
if I go back in time, the number one reason that I chose to do Publer, the number one reason at the time, and this is how long ago it was the absolute only scheduling tool that would include Google My Business, which is now called something else.
Google Business Profile.
So nobody ever thought to post on it. And then Publer had it, and we were like, what? Like, how is that possible?
Yep.
And so, sometimes those tiny little things made a difference, made you purchase, and then never expecting, as you guys know, we talk about it all the time, never expecting how much they would add to their platform, right? And then all of a sudden that one we don't even think about it anymore.
Well, that's exactly. And with all the ones, like sometimes we forget about Pinterest, and it's very easy to be able to look and go, oh yeah, you know what, there's Pinterest. And I think what Publer has done really well is, again, the uniqueness. it's not just a posting, Pinterest needs a title and Twitter's
Yeah.
only this long, because
Yeah.
old scheduling tools, you wrote so much and it didn't let you know that the cutoff was this for Twitter. So
So
I think
shout
Publer's
out
done a
to
great job.
Publer. Congrats. Great job, guys. And still kicking it after, whatever, 5, 6 years that we've had
Yeah.
it. Still doing a great job. Haven't changed. Lots of people have come on the market and we're sticking with them. So
Yeah. And it's amazing. So thank you.